Hello my loved ones, thank you so much for joining me, Lorian, for your full moon rune reading. This is going to be for the 1st or 2nd of March full moon, depending on where you are in the world. And we're also going to be looking at kind of the energies that are going to see us through the next 2 weeks to the new moon. Sometimes I found that these runes can predict a little bit of further away as well. So a few months back I remembered the other day that I actually forecast, they showed me actually volcanoes and stuff, and I understand that we've actually had some volcano activity recently. So that's going to be interesting to see what else they have to bring up for us here. But this full moon is going to be in Virgo. Now Virgo rules over the digestive system and the kind of idea sort of thing, like where your integrity comes from, what ideas do you need to kind of digest within yourself, but also it can create a little bit of self-critical evaluation. So I feel like you might be wanting to have some clarity, but don't kind of second guess yourself or be like, oh, you're useless at this and you have no talent to do this. That's the kind of flip side of Virgo in my experience. So just don't feel like you're pressuring even yourself into doing anything like that. Now I must thank you guys so much for your wonderful contributions, your tarot reading requests and everything since my help video came up. If you want more information, the video is still on there, or you can go to my GoFundMe page link below, or you can email me for a reading or check out the website link below. Thank you again so much everybody. I really honestly do appreciate it. Okay, so without further ado, I just wanted to tell people that let's have a look at what's coming through for us from this full moon in the beginning of March. And I know I'm doing this slightly early, but this because next week apparently we're gonna have, they've nicknamed it the Beast from the East, and this is the big snowy sort of thing that's coming over from Russia. So we're going to get dumped on by a lot of snow. So I don't know how the internet's going to be. So I'm just going to do this now so you have your reading ready. Okay, so let's have a look. If you want to breathe with me, that's absolutely fine. Excuse me. Alright, let's see. Repercussions seems to be coming up quite a lot actually in these, and I feel like not just kind of our repercussions, but kind of like the chain of events that we've been seeing recently. So the thing that comes to mind is the school shooting, then the teens rallied up, then they're kind of creating a lot of noise and drawing attention to that. The repercussions of that shooting are going to continue, but I think also a lot all around the world, the repercussions of, and not repercussions in a bad way either, repercussions in a good way. So the Olympics that have just ended today, when I'm filming this, that's actually going to go into, I think, more positivity actually. I feel that this is going to be a very positive time for a lot of people, and the relationships might be developing a little bit better too. So fingers crossed that we can actually get some unity going. But let me just have a look and see what these runes have said. Okay, some of them fell on the floor, that's fine. As long as my cat doesn't eat them, that's fine. And I really think that it's time for an altar change as well, because it's lots of fluffy incense all over it. Okay, so let's have a look and see what we've got going on here. Now, as always, I'm just focusing on the runes that are on this cloth first. If I'm drawn to anything on the outside, I will look at them then. And I'm also only drawn to the runes that are upward facing. So, also these are my interpretations. I have not been taught. I am self-taught about how to read the runes, and I've read the runes since 2013, when I went to New Zealand and stuff like that, and I roomied with my New Zealand sister from another mister. So again, this is not maybe your traditional rune reader things, it's just my own intuition of it, but I think I do a pretty good job of it, to be honest. They do talk to me, they're very much completely honest. So let's just have a look and see. This one, Origins Rune, is coming up to me very strongly actually. This is vision, leadership, and the power of words. So yep, that's the changes that we're having at the moment when it comes to everything that's going on in the world with those kids, with those kind of leadership talks, all that kind of stuff. People speaking up when they feel that there's injustice. And whereas we may not have had any effective change previously, I think we're going to have some now. It's kind of like some people have been forgotten, completely pushed aside by the media, by rulers. You know, they've just been completely pushed aside, and I think we're now going to get some justice for them. This is a very interesting rune as well. So for me, this one actually brings forth a lot of self-discipline, but it's not quite reversed. Normally it'd be that way. This is Drazaz. This would be meditation, study, everything in balance, making sure that whatever you are saying comes from an area of schooled discipline. So it's kind of like you don't say it from hate, you don't say it from lack of compassion, you don't say it just to hurt somebody else. You say whatever you want to say because you want to make change, you want to make that difference, and think that you've meditated on it, you've thought about what you're going to say. So we're going to see a lot of people being more open, I think, and actually so excuse me, I was talking about, and then my throat chakra just decided to give a little wobble. So I think that's going to come through a little bit better here for you, for everybody. People will be speaking up, people will be communicating a lot better, people will be kind of developing a lot as well. Some people's lives are going to be found out. This isn't personal, I feel this is on a bigger scale. Fears that people have got, oh no, we're going to be found out, we're going to be found out. I think that's going to be unveiled now. And also there's been some issues in the publishing industry. And as you know, I am a writer. And I think that this is actually spilling over into there too. There's reporters who are going to be looking at the story, they're going to be looking into things. And this is going to be a turning point, I feel, for a lot of injustices that are going on. Giving voices to the victims, giving voices to people who may have not been able to voice their sorrows before. And then here we have, just at the end here, group order and experience. So just going away. So people are banding together. People are making sure that they are counted. They're standing up as a group rather than alone, which can be strength in numbers. And I think we're going to see that pattern maybe through the next half of this year. I don't know how it's going to be the latter half. I think it'll be a bit more fragmented, but no less powerful. But as far as I can see, there's more group dynamics coming through here because there are strength in numbers, unfortunately, in some cases, because that gives you collective violence, that gives you collective hatred and stuff. And on the flip side, you get collective justice, collective strength, collective unity and vibrancy. So it is a case of balance, really, I suppose. It's kind of like in the Last Jedi almost. I know I don't tend to do this pop culture thing, but just as the evil grows or the darkness grows, it matches with the light. The light grows to combat that. It's the equal. So that's definitely coming out of this as well. Then we have Isa, which is challenge but also reinforcement. And then we have protection here, the protection rune. It's kind of like shield, it's warding off evil. So we're having a reinforcement maybe in the next month. We're kind of battling down the hatches, we're putting our shields on, we're going, hell no, we're not going to be pushed aside, hell no, we're not going to be shoved this way. So this is a really good connection, I feel, that's kind of coming through the group order, people speaking up, and so a lot of other people can benefit, basically. That's what it feels here. And then we have, sorry, I've just got a lot of perfume coming through, so I don't know. It's not me, I'm not burning any incense, but there's like an overwhelming sense of perfume. So obviously spirit is here, but it just feels like there's a lot of connections that are happening, and you need to be on your guard, you need to be looking for the signs, you need to be warding yourself. And if you get a signal or a sign or a scent from your guides or your loved ones or something like that, I think you need to maybe meditate on that and see what that could be delivering to you, what message that could be. Because that could be your own form of reinforcements. That could be your loved ones going, hey, we've got you back, we want to tell you something here, we want to incorporate something with you. So yeah, just, and as I've just said, that, it's kind of drifted away. So I think maybe that was the thing that I needed to tell you guys. So here as well, we've got Manaz, which is the self, human race, social order and awareness. Now again, this isn't quite upside down, but it is leaning that way, which can be a little bit of manipulation and slyness. So we need to make sure that we are not falling prey to this. They are going to try, in some cases, like the governments or local councils, education authorities, things like that. Even down to people in charge of families or like local businesses, I feel they're going to be changing things or trying to, turn the what you call it, story to their benefit. They're going to try and spin it into something that they can use. And with Bacana in reverse, which is normally about fertility and growth, could be some anxiety here, despair, a bit of abandonment as well, and also loss of control. So people are going to try and spin this, oh, it's lost control, because people don't know what's best for them and all that kind of thing. So be wary of that. Be wary as well in your personal lives of people trying to spin a story saying, this girl or this man, just completely lost the plot. I mean, they've been saying this, and this. They'll try and spin it. Now, I'm not saying it's for everybody. You may actually be beneficial to see this happening on a more global scale rather than an intimate scale. But I'm just saying it to kind of warn you, because I do feel that there's something coming up here that may take a little bit of a play in our own lives, but just be on the lookout if you can. And then we have here, I can't quite work out whether this is upside down. I think it is though. This is Hagalas, and this is loss and sickness and some hardship. So don't get stressed about what you see in the world. Don't get stressed about it. Please protect yourself at all costs. Take a little bit of a thing here. So hunker down, basically. Imagine that you are surrounded by a cloak of your own colour. Ask them for a cloak of a colour in the morning. So please put my cloak on. I've just got a tickly head, so I know that I'm telling you the right thing. But ask them to have a cloak wrapped around you. And what that does is it will give you the colour you need to last throughout the day. And I feel that this is definitely going to be enabling you to move forwards here. And here we have as well, this is Yara. This is not quite reverse, but a bit of setback, repetition. We've heard this story all before. No matter how people try and change it, we've always heard the story, it's a cycle. And we're trying to cut into that. There may be a bit of bad timing at play here, but I honestly feel like this is going to come through in more benefit to us. And then here we have Wunjo, which again is in reverse. So I would say that this is a little bit of sorrow, sometimes a bit of frenzy, like a bit of panic, but don't panic because we have two great runes here. I feel like this is just kind of saying we need to connect with ourselves, we need to connect with our life force, because this is Laguz, this is water, imagination, dreams, but also life energy. We need to connect with this. We need to connect with our life energy and just kind of flow where the universe wants us to flow. We do not want to resist, like crash against the boulders that are in our way that people have put there. We want to be able to flow very nicely. Just kind of, if you're feeling sorrow at any point this month, just accept the sorrow and just kind of work through that. Don't try and resist it. Just kind of go, okay, I feel sad. Work through why you may feel sad, and that's just the kind of thing that you need to do, really. It's just the time that you need to do. And this again is earning trust. This is Sewaz, so this could be a bit of confusion about who you can trust in the near future. Maybe it's a global scale. Again, I don't know whether I can trust this guy or gal, in regards to you know, something big, policy changes, or maybe even just the new shop owner of your favorite grocery store. You know, it could be like, I don't know whether I trust you, I don't like you. This is kind of your intuition giving you the benefit to look into your personal beliefs, basically. And then here we have now these, which is upside down. And this is coming in. So this is a bit of drudgery and restlessness and maybe feeling like you want change because nothing happened here. But actually, I do think something's going to happen here, but maybe you want some more change. Maybe you're impatient to see the results of that change. Or we as a collective group. And then here we have Rhoda, which is just leaving us. And this is travel, relocation, the dance of life. So this is quite a good rune to have leaving us, because I feel like this is the dance of life is currently they're putting the Olympics in mind again. So maybe today, because it's leaving us, because it's going away, the dance of life is to actually see other cultures, communicate with other cultures, celebrate our achievements, have unity, you know, sportsmanship, that kind of well done you tried, you gave it a go. You know, that sort of thing. I mean, I think that guy, I can't remember where he's from, and he was in the cross-country ski, and he came last, and it was 6 hours or something, but the people still waited for him to cheer for him, and they were waiting for him to cross the line, and he gave it a go, and they were representing their country. And basically, that, I think, is the feeling of traveling, relocating, but dancing with each other. So I think that the unity is a big thing here. And again, it's kind of like up and down a little bit. You may not experience all of this, but I certainly feel that there's some things coming in anyway for us all to see in the newspapers, on TV, or, you know, in any article that you read. There could be an underlying change coming through here, but I do feel that truths are coming through, and big people are in a panic, and I'm trying to connect with who this might be, but I can't quite see them at the moment. I think this is too far away. But there is just going to be us being able to change things and connect with things in a more meaningful and dynamic way. So that's what it seems to be coming up with this full moon, and I do hope that you take something from this. Let me know in the comments below if you feel like your intuition actually is calling you and telling you that this is something happening that you need to make a note of. But I do wish you all the very best for this month. All the indications, all the links you need to get in contact with me or to help me with my fundraiser, that's down below. But in the meantime, I wish you all the very best of luck. I can't wait to read for you again soon, and many blessings to you all.